A Respectable Woman, by Kate Chopin, originally published in 1894, presents the inner turmoil of Mrs. Baroda as she grapples with unexpected feelings of attraction towards her husband's friend, Gouvernail. The story is structured in a traditional narrative arc, moving from exposition to rising action, climax, and resolution, as Mrs. Baroda confronts her conflicting emotions and ultimately reaches a moment of personal clarity. The exposition introduces Mrs. Baroda as a respected and virtuous woman, content in her marriage to Gaston Baroda. She is depicted as a devoted wife and mother, whose life is governed by social conventions and expectations of propriety. However, when Gouvernail arrives to stay at their plantation, Mrs. Baroda finds herself unexpectedly drawn to him, stirring feelings that challenge her sense of self and marital fidelity. As the story progresses, the rising action unfolds through Mrs. Baroda's internal struggles and interactions with Gouvernail. Despite her initial efforts to resist her growing attraction, Mrs. Baroda finds herself increasingly captivated by Gouvernail's enigmatic charm and intelligence. She experiences a sense of inner conflict as she grapples with her desires, torn between her loyalty to her husband and the allure of forbidden passion. The climax of the story occurs during a private conversation between Mrs. Baroda and Gouvernail, where their emotional intimacy reaches a crescendo. Mrs. Baroda confronts the depth of her feelings for Gouvernail, acknowledging the intensity of her attraction and the unsettling implications it holds for her marriage and sense of self. In this moment of emotional reckoning, Mrs. Baroda confronts the truth of her desires and the complexities of human nature. The resolution of the story comes as Mrs. Baroda gains a newfound understanding of herself and her marriage. Through introspection and self-reflection, she comes to terms with the reality of her feelings for Gouvernail and the constraints of societal expectations. Ultimately, Mrs. Baroda chooses to prioritize her commitment to her husband and family, recognizing the value of loyalty and fidelity in sustaining meaningful relationships. The moral of A Respectable Woman lies in the exploration of human desires and the complexities of romantic attraction. The story underscores the inherent tension between societal expectations and individual autonomy, highlighting the challenges of navigating the conflicting demands of duty and personal fulfillment. Through Mrs. Baroda's journey, the narrative offers insight into the complexities of human emotions and the importance of self-awareness in navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Philosophically, A Respectable Woman invites reflection on the nature of desire and the dynamics of human relationships. It prompts consideration of the inherent contradictions within the human psyche and the ways in which societal norms shape individual identity and behavior. By exploring the intricacies of Mrs. Baroda's inner conflict, the story encourages readers to contemplate the complexities of human nature and the moral dilemmas that arise when personal desires clash with social conventions. In conclusion, A Respectable Woman serves as a nuanced exploration of love, desire, and the intricacies of human relationships. Through its compelling narrative and rich character development, the story invites readers to reflect on the complexities of the human experience and the moral complexities inherent in matters of the heart. Ultimately, it reminds us of the importance of self-awareness, integrity, and moral discernment in navigating the complexities of love and desire in a world governed by social expectations and personal conscience.